I've had this Anker Solix F1200 for a little over a year now, and it has been a fantastic battery. And I'm not just saying that because Anker are sponsoring this video, which they are.
This is a sponsored video!
This battery has been incredibly useful, and not just while out camping like I am now. We had this at Overland Expo East and More Expo, powering the Starlink dish and the point of sale. It's also been useful at home. Every time we've had an ice storm or a windstorm come through, I've plugged this into the wall and then plugged our fridge at home into it, and the pass-through charging keeps the battery at 100% until the power goes out, which it has, twice so far this year. With the price of food, this thing will have paid for itself soon enough. Of course, its primary purpose is for traveling and camping, and it's had plenty of use with that too.
I'm just going to interrupt my Kentucky camping trip with an Idaho camping trip to let you know that Anker are having an amazing sale on their Solix F1200. They are going to have 50% off for Amazon Prime Day from July 10th through July 12th. So that is an amazing sale. Huge discounts. Don't miss the once in a year opportunity, and I'll put links to that in the description.
The design of this battery makes it ideal for overlanding and camping trips. It's a decent size, and the rectangular shape means that it fits well even where space is limited, like in the back of the Jeep. And with the flat top, you can stack stuff up on top of it if you need to. The two ergonomic carry handles mean that moving this around and taking it up into the tent is easy, and you can even hold it by one handle if you want to help you with climbing up the ladder. Using it in the tent is great because it has a light on the front with 3 different brightnesses that's great for seeing what you're doing or reading at night. On the front there are a total of 13 outputs. The 4 USB-A outputs mean my wife and I can both charge our phones, or I can plug in the USB fans, or even charge my camera batteries. There are also 2 USB-C ports that can be used to fast charge your phones, but they're 100 watts and 60 watts, so they're actually ideal for charging or running higher powered devices like my MacBook or my drone batteries or her Nintendo Switch, which is great because as soon as I'm done here videoing this, I've got a ton of other videos to edit, so I can plug in my MacBook and get working. The 12-volt output here is rated up to 10 amps, which is plenty for the pump that I use to inflate the air mattress in my tent. Great for running the fridge for forever, and is enough for most diesel heaters. Finally, there are the 6 AC plugs, which I mostly use for running our heated blankets or the Starlink dish, but my buddy, who has borrowed this a bunch of times for his camping trips, runs his CPAP machine off it. None of those things even come close to the 1,500 watt output of this inverter. I tested this out when I first got it and really struggled to trip the breaker. Even with my vacuum cleaner plugged in and the circular saw running off it at the same time, I still could not get it to trip. In fact, the most powerful thing that I've used this outside of testing it was my heat gun, just because it's easier to grab this battery pack and take it out to the Jeep in the driveway if I want to do some wiring than it is to run an extension cord from the house. The controls and screen on this battery are also really well thought out. Each output comes on automatically like the USB ones, or with the push of a button like that, which is nice because it means you don't have to go through fiddly menus on the screen to turn things on and off. It's just one physical button. On the screen you have the percentage charge remaining in big lettering that is bright enough to read even in the sun. Under that you've got the power that's going out or coming in, as well as the time it takes until it's either fully charged or completely runs out. Next to the screen is a power saving button. This is great if you want to leave this battery running to charge something, since it'll shut off once whatever it is that you're charging is fully charged, since this is no longer putting out power. Just don't use this battery saving button if you're running a fridge, because you want this battery to stay on all the time to keep your fridge powered. The battery itself is a 1,229 watt-hour lithium iron phosphate battery. That's the equivalent of about a 100 amp hour 12-volt battery. Because it's lithium iron phosphate, it has a longer life than the older style lithium NMC batteries, and this will easily do 3,000 cycles before dropping to 80% of its original capacity. compared to the 500 cycles that you get out of the older style batteries. That's enough to last this battery over 10 years of regular use before you get to that 80% of the original capacity. Another good thing about the life of this battery is the warranty that it comes with. Anker provides you with a 5-year warranty on it since they stand behind their products. Charging can be done one of 3 ways. The 12-volt input to charge from your car or truck, which is this one, charges at 120 watts. And I found that that is plenty for the way I use this. So I just charge it up while the car is running, while I'm driving, and it's plenty to run the fridge and all the other accessories that I run and charge off the battery pack. If you want to use solar, that plugs into the same input here, and you can use up to 300 watts of solar panels. So you could get some that you set out around your vehicle or some that are permanently attached to the roof of your car or truck. But what really sets this apart is the AC hyperflash charging. At 1000 watts in, this will charge the battery from completely dead to 80% in just an hour, and then a short time later it will be fully charged. That's amazing for weekend warriors, since you can just throw it on charge before heading out for the weekend and not even worry about plugging it in while you're out. But if you want to charge it while you're driving quickly, you can also put an AC inverter in your truck that's connected to the battery. You could do a 1000 watt or a 1500 watt inverter, and that will charge this up in the same amount of time while you're driving. Remember, this 50% off sale is only available during Prime Day, so you've got to get it while it lasts. That is July 10th through July 12th. Ahead of us lies 500 miles of challenging terrain on the historic Pony Express Overland route. There are high, snow-covered mountain passes that will test our driving and endurance. Dry, dusty lake beds that are hard on our vehicles, flooded river valleys,